What's up, y'all? I wanted to, well, first of all, hi y'all. Let me know how you guys are doing in the comments. Hopefully everybody's doing great. I got a book a couple years ago. It's called The Richest Man in Babylon, and feel free to screenshot it if you like. I got this book. I don't remember where or why I heard this, but it had a lot of great information in this. This is one of those books where you want to take notes. As you can see, I took some notes in my book, because I do that to all my books. And that's why I always buy books, because I like to take notes. For the forward, beginning of the book, it says, our acts can be no wiser than our thoughts. Our thinking can be no wiser than our understanding. What you do is a product of how you think. You can be no wiser than how well you can understand a thing. Just imagine like how you used to be when you were 5. You understood the world a lot more differently than what you do now. So because of that, you are able to pass that wisdom on to other kids, other people that have not been through the same things that you've been through, or if they're currently going through the same things that you went through, you'll pass that wisdom on to them. In a section of the book, it's like close to the beginning, it's called The 7 Cures for a Lean Purse. And I'm gonna show y'all that. And also, there's my notes on the other side. Feel free to screenshot if you like. This is basically just like a breakdown of how you can go from having nothing or next to nothing, whether you're in debt or you just need, or you're just like kind of working paycheck to paycheck in order to get out of it, to actually having a substantial amount of money and be able to invest and be able to have your money make money for you. So literally that is the goal of this book. And just to back it up just a little bit more, the book is basically about this guy. His name is Arkad, and it's A-R-K-A-D. Hopefully I'm saying it right. It's during a time of back in the day. That's all I can say. It's a time period of back in the day. The language is of a older time, so a lot of the words and a lot of the way that they say things are going to be from a different time period than what we're used to right now. Take notes. Very important. Number 1, start thy purse to fattening. When they say this is where you want to start. This is where you want to get the groundwork for your bank accounts or your pockets, your pocketbook, your milk jug, your at-home crayon bank, your piggy bank, your safe, whatever you want to use, whatever you want to call it. This is the start for that. As a rule of thumb, for every 10 coins that you make, you want to be able to save 10% of that. So if you have 10, you'll save 1. If you have 100, you'll save 10. If you have 1,000, you'll save 100. So anytime you have a full number, take 10% of that, no matter what. If you have $9, take 10% of that. It might not seem like much, but over time, it definitely adds up. Would you rather have $90 after the end of the month or have negative 90 in your bank account? Exactly. Before I even go any further, get your mind right. That's going to be number 1 before number 1 even becomes a number 1. So we're going to start from point 5. Point 5, my advice would be to get your mind right and get serious about whatever goal that you have before you even get started with all of this. Mindset that we have as a buy, spend. If you have an emergency, can you pull out $300 right now? Most people can't. Statistically, most people can't do that. So yeah. Go back, and I've used this too. I've been a part of the spendy culture for I don't know how long. I like to spend. I am a spender. I love to spend. So yes, get your mind right. That's going to be my advice. Point 5, now we can go on to 1. Another note for number 1 is thinking about how, do you desire actually having money, or do you actually desire having stuff? If you have more stuff than you have money, that's also another issue. So spending unnecessarily and not to the point to where you have nothing, that is the biggest issue that we all have. And a lot of times that really just comes from sometimes growing up with nothing. Now we feel like, okay, now we got to overcompensate. Now we got to do more, get more, buy more. It could be a form of depression, spending, shopping, or it just could be a lack of holding ourselves accountable and looking forward to the future. Like if you have an actual plan for your life, look at how you're spending and how you're using your resources. Those resources are going to come in handy. I've been in situations before where I came up on something and I'm like, oh, I need this. I actually need this. Couldn't get it because I ain't had the money because I spent it. Make sure you have a goal before you can get started. Like, okay, is this realistic? If you only make $500 in a month and you're saying, okay, I want to save 1,000, that's not really possible. I mean, you could, you might steal, you might rob a bank, but you'll be in jail. That time is a long time. Don't do that. Number 2, Control thy expenditure, controlling what you have coming in and the way that it's actually going back out. If you have, let's go from my notes that says wants and needs. Do not confuse necessary expenses with desires. Write down everything that you want. You might want a new car, you might want a new camera, you might want some new clothes, you might want to go on vacation. I don't know, maybe that should be in the needs. I'm gonna put that back in once. You might want to go on vacation. If it's costing you more every month to get around, yeah, I would say you need a car, especially a time like this. It's snowing, it's really wintry out here. You might need some new clothes because it might be a little holy and it might be a little windy outside. So, you know, nice things are nice, but then when you also have a necessity for it, take it from a want to a need. But you don't need clothes that cost $500 for a shirt. Fruit of the Looms works perfectly. If you need to go to Walmart, go to Walmart. Do things that actually make sense for your budget for right now. Like, it's not that serious. I promise it's not. Get into a habit of just saying, it's not that serious. Say it was a natural disaster happened. Would you be worrying about getting the most name brand shirt and pair of shoes and pants? Or would you just be like, look, I just want something clean. Give me something clean to put on and I'm good to go. Give me some good food to eat. It ain't gotta be lobster and biscuits. I just want some good guacamole and some good grits or something, some eggs. Give me an egg. Number 3, make thy gold multiply. Gold is being interchangeably used with money. So make your money multiply. Investments. One thing you need to be doing in your downtime significantly during your downtime is looking into investments. Your money should be making money babies. You should be able to make money in your sleep. You should be able to make money without you having to go to a job every day or without you having to put a job application in all the time. There are things like IRAs, like Roth IRAs, traditional IRAs. Your banks might have a type of savings situation to where you can make money back every month or every year, depending on how much money you have in there and how long you leave that money in there as well. High yield savings accounts, stocks, bonds. There are plenty of ways to make this money. One thing you should always do is look into this information. Do not just take the word off the internet. Go to your different resources. Do your homework. Put your money into a laundromat. That laundromat is gonna make you some money back. You didn't even have to go anywhere because people came to you. Provide a service. What is it that you're good at? Or is there anything that you can provide for another person to where it helps them, but it also benefits you in the same way? It doesn't always have to be about money, but I'm just saying if you want to make some money, there are ways. Number 4, guard thy treasures from loss. Treasures meaning your money, once again, because it's being used interchangeably. Anytime you're going to start a new investment, make sure you look into what it is that you're doing. Look at the risk and the risk/reward. Start with small quantities. If you come into $100,000 and that's your last bit of money, don't put all that $100,000 into a situation. Take a part of that. Take 10%. Like we talked about earlier, take 10% of that money, that's $10,000, and put into laundromat. Everybody needs clean clothes. Everybody has to go to a laundromat at some point if you don't have one at home, unless you're washing everything by hand, but that's tedious. But people use laundromats. Let's just say that. People use laundromats. People have to buy food. People have to stay clean, wash their cars, they wash their dogs. There's plenty of things that you can try out. Some things cost more than others, so understand what it is that you're willing to risk and start small before you even just like dive into it. Avoid those get rich quick schemes like give me $1,000 and I could turn into $1 million. How? I've certainly thought about them. I ain't gonna lie. Like if I can give you this money, you can make me money back. That'd be perfect. But it doesn't always work like that. Work has to be done at some point. Number 5, make thy home a profitable investment. So in the book, it's recommended that every man has their own home. That way they can be used as basically a safety net for the future. It's a future investment. Anybody can use this and apply it to themselves. Having a home for yourself, somewhere to go to, somewhere that is owned by you. I mean, of course, it's property taxes and whatnot, but you know, everything ain't free. Having somewhere that you can live and not have to worry about paying a monthly mortgage, that's perfect. In the long run, at least you can pass that down to your kids if you like. You can resell it. Homes do hold value as long as you keep it up. Just remember, ownership is definitely a important thing. Having an investment that you can call yours is very important. If you can have it paid off sooner than later, that's also perfect as well. Of course, having a home will take some time to pay off. However, you can rent that house out. You can leave it for your kids. You can live there for yourself. You can resell it, and depending on the home's value, not only did you make money for that home for selling, and now you can potentially buy you another one. You can buy you a couple of them and have different type of investments. You can take that money and retire. There's so many ways of, there's so many benefits of having ownership over something, especially a house. Number 6, ensure a future income. Looking ahead in life, figuring out what it is that you need. Like, how do you want to live? I ain't gonna say in your last days, because it's like, dang, just looking forward to dying or whatever. Looking forward to when you finally would like to retire. Do you want to retire at 65? And I feel like the age just keeps going. Like, eventually nobody's gonna retire until they're like 90. I'm not doing that. When do you want to retire? Like, how long do you want to do this for? Figure out how long you would like to work for. Figure out what it is that you want your life to look like in the long run. Do you want to be working until you're 80 years old, or do you want to be able to hang out, chill, and just live life? Or even 55, like 40, 30. Retirement doesn't have to necessarily look like you're not doing anything. It could just look like I don't have to get up and do. I don't have to go and be a part of this little rat race situation. If you don't want to do that, start now in order to not have to be a part of that later, especially when you get tired of having to do it. Have you ever had one of those days when you're just like, I'm not trying to go to work, but checking your pockets and you ain't got it to not go to work, and your pocket was screaming at you like, you might want to go to work? Or if you're sick, or if a family member gets sick, or, you know, a lot of people have kids. Like, if your kids get sick, you know, that's an impossible mission. If kids get sick, it's a wrap. Like, you're going to be at home with those children. Ensuring that later on in life that you have what you need, no matter if it's later 5 years, 10 years, 15, 20, whatever it is, just do what you need to do now in order to get to that point to where you don't have to worry. Finally, number 7, increase thy ability to earn. Earnings meaning be able to have. Now, I will say the ability to earn will be able to get you anything that you need in life. You have to be able to find new sources of income. You have to be able to find new ways of being able to adjust to whatever the situation is at hand. If you have a plethora of skills, you will never be broke. You will never be hungry. You will never need. You will never be naked. You will never go without clothes. Unless you want to do that. That's completely up to you. But you will never go without if you can do something. If you have certifications, you could always be a plumber. You can always be an electrician. If you know how to make things beautiful, you can always be an artist. I don't always look at earning as being just monetary money. Earning can also be being able to trade. If I do this, can I get this in return? Sometimes it might be clothing. Sometimes it might be a trip. Sometimes it might be food, meals that you are able to eat, or it could just be both. It could just be money. It could just be a nice place to sleep. Make clothing if you know how to stitch, or, you know, sew. Take pictures really well. You can be a photographer, videographer. Like, these skills can literally transfer into something else. Me personally, I started out being a photographer, and then slowly but surely, I learned how to be a videographer. And you can see those videos on my channel too. Those last few ones I did at concerts. I just know how to do it. But those skills are transferable to anything that you possibly could need or want. And it's not just for entertainment. Like I said, plumbing, welding. If you're good at landscaping, people need landscapers. They need people that can drive. If you have a CDL, if you know how to drive. If you don't mind flying. Some people don't like flying, but some people have a skill for flying. Always look for ways to hone your skills, practice, and don't be scared of learning something new. That's where I am right now. I'm learning different things. Culinary school. I'm learning how to code pretty soon. So I'm always going to be able to do something. I would definitely recommend everybody to get this book. I feel like I should do a giveaway. I'm going to do a giveaway. I'm going to buy a couple of these books. Comment your name down below. Send y'all like a gift card or something. I'm going to either send y'all a gift card. I'm going to buy it and I'm going to send it to y'all. One of the two. I don't know yet. But one of the two is going to happen. Also, I do want to read y'all a quote from the book. And I realized that wealth increased the potency of all these. Wealth is a power. With wealth, many things are possible. One may ornament the home with the richest of furnishings. One may sail the distant seas. One may feast on the delicacies of far lands. One may buy the ornaments of the gold worker and the stone polisher. One may even build mighty temples for the gods. One may do all these things and many others in which there is delight for the senses and gratification for the soul. And when I realized this, I decided to myself that I would claim my share of the good things of life. I would not be one of those who stand afar, enviously watching others enjoy. I would not be content to clothe myself in the cheapest raiment that looked respectable. I would not be satisfied with the lot of a poor man. On the contrary, I would make myself a guest at this banquet of good things. Basically what that's saying is not settling for mediocrity, not settling for not being able to go places as you please, not being able to have. The goal in life isn't, in my opinion, the goal in life is not to be a billionaire, trillionaire. It's to be happy in the place that you are and be able to move about freely. I always consider how people used to live before we had so much, because we have so much now. It was a lot more, it was just simple. It was just simple. You kind of got up and you went. You might have went to a far off land, even if you didn't have a car. So those trips took time. And in that time, you were able to experience different things that we don't even get a chance to experience right now. So that's another reason why I like books like this that have settings in older years, because it gives you a chance to kind of put yourself in the place of how other people lived, and it just gives you a different way of thinking. Also, I feel like I want to start like a book club for anybody that wants to join. Just let me know. There's a couple of books I want to read this year. I do want to keep learning. If you have any book recommendations, let me know so I can pick up some new books. I do, matter of fact, I have one waiting on me. Don't remember what it's called, but I said I wanted it, so I'm gonna go pick that up today. Yeah, if y'all have any questions, let me know. If there's anything that y'all would like to add, let me know. If there's any good ideas for investments, share with the group. If you have read this book, let me know how y'all feel about it, and I'll talk to y'all later.